Nicole Hannah Jones, a Pulitzer Prize-winning reporter covering racial injustice for the New York Times Magazine, is the creator of the landmark book, The 1619 Project, which is a bestseller. Ms. Jones and Renee Watson wrote Born on the Water as a picture book for readers of all ages. Their hope is that, according to the author's notes, this book will show that Black Americans have their own proud origin story, one that did not begin in slavery, in struggle, and in strife, but that bridges the gap between Africa and the United States of America. The authors went on to say, "We hope that all young people who read this book are inspired to ask questions about where they are from and to learn their own origin stories. We especially hope Black American children who may be longing to feel connected to their roots come away with the knowledge that there is no shame in descending from American slavery, and with the understanding that they come from a resilient people who loved, resisted, and persevered." We proudly present part 1 of Born on the Water, read by Alan Temple Young People.
My teacher gives us an assignment. Who are you? She asks. Trace your roots and draw a flag that represents your ancestral land. Most of my classmates can count back many generations and learn about the countries where their families came from. They draw their flags, but I leave my paper blank. I do not know where I begin, what my story is. At home, Grandma asks, "How was school?" I tell her about the assignment, how I couldn't finish it, how I could only count back 3 generations here in this country, where my parents, my grandparents, and my great-grandparents were born. But before that, I do not know. I tell her that I am ashamed. Grandma gathers the whole family and says, "Come, let me tell you our beginning. Let me tell you where we're from."
They say our people were born in water, but our people had a home, a place, a land before they were sold. 400 years ago in 1619, our ancestors were taken and brought here on a ship called the White Lion, a whole year before the Mayflower arrived. But before that dreadful voyage, there was a time when they did not pray for freedom. There was a time when they did not sing about overcoming. Their story does not begin with whips and chains. They had a home, a place, a land, a beginning. Their story is our story. Before they were enslaved, they were free.
They spoke Kimbundu, had their own words for love, for friends, for family. The kingdom of Donga was nestled between the Lukala and the Kwanza rivers on a high plateau. In West Central Africa, the people were good with their hands, knew the power of a seed, how to plant it, water it, how to make something out of nothing. The people were good with their minds, good at math and science. They used cells for money, counting, recording, trading. They knew what their work was worth. They spoke Kimbundu, had their own words for joy, for growth, for home.
Their hands had knowing, they knew how to hold a baby close, how to rock the child from keeping her crying. Their hands knew how to mix herbs, how to get the just right flavor for the meal. Their hands knew how to beat and twist and shape iron, how to make gardening tools, armor, and weapons. Their hearts had knowing, they knew how to make work joyful, how to create rhythm by pounding tools against metal, knew how to make music just to keep them company as they worked. Their minds had knowing, worldly curious, sharp. When they meet the white people, they learn quick, taught their tongues to speak Portuguese, taught their eyes to read strange words. They knew how to mix the old with the new, how in ancient people had always more to learn.
And they danced. And the people moved their feet, moved their whole bodies to the melody of the horns and stringed instruments, of marimbas and drums. They dance to celebrate, to mourn. They dance as a way of worship, to offer thanks. Their bodies a song under open sky and bright sun. Their bodies a swaying testament to the beauty of creation.